welcome to Podnutz Daily for September 5th, 2008, episode number 71. Let's talk about the blue screen of death, Screensaver. You guys ever seen the blue screen of death Screensaver? It is a Sysinternals product, which I think has been taken by the spyware people and used in certain spywares. Now, we've talked about this before, and thanks to you guys, I think it was Mark who said it, maybe even Sachs, I can't remember. We thought it was just a regular old blue screen of death Screensaver, but it does actually have malware either attached to it or was accompanied by malware when it was first installed. A very interesting thing, this blue screen of death Screensaver. It looks like you're working on your computer, all of a sudden a blue screen of death comes up, and then the system will reboot, or it looks like it's rebooting, and you see the Windows load screen, and you see the Windows load bar going by, and then you get the blue screen of death again, and it just goes in a constant loop. Very interesting. SuperAntiSpyware finds it. It calls it the non-harmful Sysinternals blue screen of death Screensaver, and I delete it every time I see it. Okay, I had another computer today. It was a Dell laptop. I think it was like a Latitude D600, one of those kind of models. Little 14-inch, like a couple years old, 5 years old or so. Anyway, this computer, we would start it up, turn on the power, and it wouldn't boot. In fact, after the Dell screen, screen would just go black. We would get nothing. No errors, no unmountable boot device, nothing. So the first thing I tried there was fix boot. And then after that, after fix boot, we tried boot CFG. /repair. And this is all from the recovery console, by the way. And boot CFG /repair, when we ran that, it says, this program can't run unless you run check disk. So we just ran check disk, regular version, not /r. I think it ran for about 20 seconds or so. Rebooted the computer, it started right up. So, good old check disk, man. I've used that tool so many times with so many good results. I love it. And check disk regular without /r, it runs a lot faster than if you do /r. I had another easy job today, and thank God I'm getting some easy jobs because I've been like banging my head up against a wall with some of these laptops and other computers I'm getting in. Finally, this is what happens in the computer repair field. You'll get your tough jobs and you'll get your easy jobs. And they come in different waves, but they always usually cancel each other out, so you're running like a little bit of an average. You're not always banging your head against a wall, and you're not getting an easy job every single time. Well, this particular laptop was an HP laptop. It was having a problem with Internet Explorer. When you ran Internet Explorer, and I'm trying to think of the error it said, it would say application halted or application failed or something having to do with application stopping. And hang on one second here. I'm just going to turn Skype off. I had decided to do something with the application stopping. And he brought it in. Now, when he brought it in, I'm thinking to myself, it can't be as easy as, it was Internet Explorer 7. I'm thinking it can't be as easy as just going into the tools in Internet Explorer 7 in the advanced tab and just resetting the whole, is it programs or advanced? No, it's advanced, and resetting the whole browser. But it was that simple for the repair. If you're having problems with Internet Explorer, and I do this all the time with Internet Explorer, like browser hijacks and different things with Internet Explorer 7, you can't do this with 6. Just go into Tools, the Advanced tab, and just do Reset Settings, and it resets the Internet Explorer 7 to factory settings. That handled the problem. No Internet Explorer problems after that. So that was an easy job. Thank God for that. And the next one. Okay. A lot of computers we're getting lately, it's interesting how things come in waves, like I was saying. Processors. I've had like 2 computers recently that have had bad processors. I only get like maybe 5 of them a year. And I thought I had a third one on my hands. Now, here's how I check if a computer has a bad processor. Like I said, usually the computer starts acting funny during boot up, and it doesn't quite make it past through the the BIOS, or it doesn't quite make it into the Windows installation. It always stops kind of in that area with processor problems for me. Well, this particular computer was kind of the same thing as the Dell. We'd start it up. It would look at the CD drive, and if you had a CD drive in the drive, it would try to read it, and then it would just stop. It wouldn't read the drive. Well, I thought it was the processor. Now, here's how I test if a processor's bad instead of a hard drive. It was, for me, it could have been a hard drive problem because once it booted past the boot screen, and it always made it past the boot screen, so I thought the processor might be good. It hit the hard drive, and again, the screen would just go black. Now, if you put a disk in the CD drive, it would attempt to read it, but sometimes it wouldn't read it. Well, anyway, I went to the BIOS and I reset the default settings for the BIOS because sometimes settings get mixed up in the BIOS and they could cause some problems. So I just restored all the default settings in the BIOS. Now, while in the BIOS, I was able to navigate fine and do all kinds of everything I needed to do in the BIOS just fine. So that usually means to me that, okay, the processor may be good because it's allowing me to work with the BIOS. Okay, I reset the BIOS, and then if I want to test if either the hard, let's see, I guess hard drive's bad. I use Knoppix is what I'm trying to say. Because if I take a hard drive out of a computer, I can still run an operating system. I could run Knoppix from a live CD. So if I can run Knoppix from a live CD with the hard drive out of a computer and everything works fine, then I know the RAM is good, I know the motherboard's good, I know the CD drive is good, I know the screen is good, I know every part is basically good except the hard drive. So if you can run Knoppix without a hard drive in the machine, usually that means the machine's fine and the problem lies with the hard drive. Because once you put the hard drive in, that's when you start having issues. Well, that was the problem with this computer. The hard drive was having booting issues, but so when I took the hard drive out and I ran Knoppix, everything ran fine. So I know the problem lies in the hard drive. I don't know exactly what the problem is with the hard drive. That's also how I check if a processor's bad. If a computer can run Knoppix from a live CD, then you know the processor's good because it's running Knoppix. It's just something I do to try to rule out whether it's a hard drive problem, a motherboard problem, a processor problem. I use Knoppix, and because a lot of times the problem is the hard drive. And if you pull out the hard drive and you can run Knoppix, then you know your computer's good and the hard drive is bad. Okay, enough about that. I want to talk a little bit about customer returns. This is in the service field here, customer repair services. I've been getting a lot of customers calling me up saying things don't work. This doesn't work since you fixed it. Well, not a lot. It feels like a lot because every time I get them, I go, oh, don't. Well, anyway, the way to avoid this is don't cut corners, guys. Sometimes I'll do a job and I'll be like, all right, I'm just going to, like if it's a real long job, it's taking me hours, I'm like, all right, I'm just going to install this, and then I know I should do this last final little thing, but maybe I'll just let it go. Nobody will care. Those always come back and haunt you. So I know it might be tough sometimes and you've spent hours on a computer, but do not cut corners. It always is that thing that you cut that has a customer calling you back. And those are the worst kind of callbacks because you shouldn't charge for that if it's your fault. You